Hey everyone, how's it going? Welcome to another Magic Arena Explorer video. So today we are testing some more of the new cards from Phyrexia All Will Be One in the format in a Gruul Vehicles list. So this is a deck that we have played before on the channel, but it has several exciting new cards that I'm looking to test. So we've got Migloz Maze Crusher, Sword of Forge and Frontier, Lukka Bound to Ruin, as well as 4 copies of the red-green Fastland, which will make the mana base much more consistent, and also because the curve of this deck is quite low to the ground, it has lots of 1, 2 and 3 drops. Having those come into play untapped if they're among your first 3 lands will be very useful and powerful in the deck. So as a vehicles list, it is based around 4 copies of Seeker's Chariot, which is a 4/4 for 4, which when it enters the battlefield it creates cat tokens and you can then copy them, and then 2 copies of Sky Sovereign Consul Flagship, which is a legendary vehicle, 6/5 flying, and when it enters the battlefield or attacks it deals 3 damage to a creature or planeswalker an opponent controls. And then the rest of the deck is just based around creatures that either interact with your opponent's stuff or are kind of useful for crewing vehicles. So we have all 8 copies of the 1 mana elves, we have 4 Bone Crusher Giants as interaction, and also a 4/3 Reckless Stormseeker, which can give your vehicles or itself or other creatures haste. So a nice interaction there is playing the Chariot, playing this and having a Stormseeker and just immediately giving it haste and attacking straight away. We have 4 copies of Obliterating Bolt as our kind of key interaction piece to deal with kind of creatures in particularly mono green to take out their trolls and other things, and then 2 copies of the Acroan War to steal our opponent's creatures, and then a kind of set of either dual lands, man lands, or other utility lands, 2 copies of Beseiju, 2 Lair of the Hydra, a Den of the Bugbear, etc. So in terms of the new cards, so we have 3 copies of Migloz Maze Crusher. So that's a 4/4 legendary creature for 3 that enters the battlefield with 5 oil counters. You can pay 1 and remove 1 of those to give it Vigilance and Menace until end of turn, pay 2 and remove 2 of them to give it +2/+2 until end of turn, and pay 3 and remove 3 of them to destroy target artifact or enchantment. So it's a cheap creature, good at crewing vehicles, but also potentially can kind of get in with Menace, make itself bigger, interact with some of your opponent's key game pieces as well. So I'm interested to test this and see how it does. 3 copies of Sword of Forge and Frontier, so like all swords, 3 mana to play, 2 mana to equip. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has pro red and pro green, and whenever it deals combat damage to a player, you exile the top 2 cards of your library. You may play those cards this turn, you may play an additional land this turn. So there's a bit of a debate in the community at the moment as to whether swords are good in the year 2023, you know, 3 mana to play, 2 mana to equip, just for them potentially to kill the creature that you've equipped it to. So there is some downside here, but I think it is worth testing. It is the only sword that's legal in the format, and I think crucially in this match, in this particular deck, you know, if you top deck a Llanowar Elves late game, that's normally quite bad, but if you can suit it up with a sword, your opponent's playing red or green, suddenly, you know, you've got a bit of action going on from not very much. So you've got 2 copies of Lukka Bound to Ruin. Now, when I've been testing this deck, this card has been massively overperforming. So this is a 5 mana or 4 mana and a Phyrexian mana 5 loyalty planeswalker. It has completed, so if you play it for 4, it only comes in with 3 loyalty, but you can +1 to add red-green and spend this mana only to cast creature spells or activate abilities of creatures. -1 to create a 3/3 green Phyrexian beast creature token with Toxic 1, and -4, so if you pay it for its full mana cost, you can use this ability as soon as it enters the battlefield, and it will stick around to deal X damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures and or planeswalkers, where X is the greatest power among creatures you control as you activated this ability. So your opponent cannot then just kill your big creature from under you and prevent this from going off. And so if you have a crewed Sky Sovereign, play a Lukka, suddenly you can do 6 damage to your opponent's board, and that's very powerful. And then looking at the sideboard, we have your kind of classic kind of interaction for blue-white, so Rending Volleys and Fries, Damping Spheres to deal with Nykthos, 2 copies of Hazoret as a kind of interaction against an indestructible creature for kind of mono-red and various other things that might try and do damage-based removal, 2 copies of Embercleave if you're going incredibly aggro, 2 Unlicensed Hearst and Clothis as graveyard interaction, another copy of the Crowan War if you need it to steal your opponent's creature creatures, and then 1 copy of Arlen, the Pack's Hope, as well as kind of an additional token generator, and occasionally can come down on its Nightbound side and do quite a lot of damage to the opponent. So that's the deck. I have to say I've been testing it off the ladder, and it is doing some serious work for us. I've been very impressed by Lukka in particular, so we will see how it does. Having said that, now I'll obviously just probably proceed to lose a whole load of games on the ladder itself. But yeah, I think this has potential. It's not perfect, so as always, you know, if you have suggestions, improvements, then do let me know. You know, we are testing these 2 cards in particular, so we will see if they kind of can go the distance. If not, we might look to try other things. So let's give it a go and see how we go on. Being on the play, I think, is a particular advantage in this deck, so we'll see how that works out for us. Okay, we are on the draw, but that's okay. I still think it's pretty good regardless. The thing is with Sword is I think it's quite high variance. So you know, if your opponent's playing red and green, it can be very good. If they kill the creature from under it as soon as you try and equip, suddenly you've spent 5 mana to do nothing. So so you know, it's a bit of a high variance one. So we'll see how it does. This hand is very good, so let's keep that. Our opponent has taken 1 mulligan. They have their lightning bolt sleeves. I don't know if that means anything. Potentially not. We have our Elish Norn sleeves, and there's no white in sight in this deck. White inside, white inside. Ah. Oh, my rhyming ability. Okay, so they seem to be playing potentially mono red, if that's Den of the Bugbear. I feel pretty good about this particular matchup if it is. Okay, no, they are also on red-green, so this is going to be interesting. Llanowar Elves is fine, so we will bolt the bird. Okay, another elf. Another elf I'm happy to kill. Not the most efficient use of our mana, but keeping them from ramping I think is always a good idea. And we could potentially play Lukka next turn completed if we really wanted to. Okay, they have Chandra. Okay, so I think what we will do here is any of our creatures we play are vulnerable to Chandra's down tick, but if we play Lukka and create a 3/3, even if they kill it, it sticks around. Okay, they're adding mana. Okay, they're playing their Crone War, that's fine. So I think I'm happy to just put 2 creatures on the board here. And then blow up their Crone War. So we are giving them an additional land, but I think it's worth it to get our 3/3 back. Just is going to be an interesting choice for them. Okay. Lukka's voice lines are incredibly loud and grating, I should point out, if you can't hear them, so I'm getting them full on in the ear at the moment, and it's not the most fun I've ever had. Okay, let's play Sky Sovereign. Let's take down Chandra and attack our opponent. Okay, they've given up. That's fair enough. We were in a pretty commanding position there. So, in something... No, they've given up entirely. Okay, fair enough. Lukka just depressed them too much. Or maybe it was the boat. Who's to say? Anyway, we'll try another. Hand's not great, but it could be worse. Let's make them think we're playing mono green, scare them a little. Okay, so it looks like they're on spirits of some description. Oh no, not spirits, it would be snow-covered. What am I saying? Control? Yeah, some controlling deck. Okay, this is not ideal, so let's pass the turn and then channel Soken-Zan. Oof. Fortunately, we've got man lands for days, but still not loving this land-heavy thing that we've got going on here. Okay, well, I'm not playing Sky Sovereign into 4 open mana, so let's just... Sure thing. Oh, well, we'll just keep doing this for a bit. Hold up the mana for Chariot. Okay, the Wandering Emperor. Sure thing. We will land a Chariot. Wait for their Wrath. Maybe no Wrath. Okay, let's have a go at taking this down. Fair enough. Fortunately, I do have an answer for you on that. Okay, big Tef down. Ooh, Dream Trawler's a fun one. So I've done this before, and we're just going to have to try and go under it. Don't normally expect them to see it played main deck, I have to say. Okay, they're down to 3. So presumably they're going to follow this up with a Wrath. Gone in the tank. Interesting, okay. So let's crew here. Crew here. Sure. That alone is still not enough. Okay, Sphinx's Revelation is not going to save them. Fun to see that card, though. They should... shame it's not really played that much anymore. There we are. Okay, so against control, I think we lower the curve as much as we can. Put in a couple of Rending Volleys, Fry, Hazoret, Embercleave. How do I feel about Lukka in this matchup? Let's keep it in. Let's take out a couple of bolts. Yeah. Yep, that's an okay hand. If we can land Migloz, I think it becomes pretty good. But I am going to play around Sensor. So let's just attack. Say go. Okay, happy to try and land it now. Good, good. Yep, that's fine. See what they want to do with this. Sure thing. Okay. That will be a nice rending volley target in a moment. Double sword is interesting. Okay, the Emperor. Interesting, okay. So, what do we do here? Yep, this seems okay to me. If we had one more land, this would be ideal, but okay, let's plus. Play Migloz. Oh, he's an alpha, apparently. Let's go to combat. Let's try and tack down the Emperor. Okay. I don't really mind if they counter one of our swords. Oh, auto-tapper screw me there. Oh well, looks like we're going to lose Lukka. Sure. Okay, let's play the Mystic. Draw a card. Play another one. Pop the sword on one of our cats. So I'm not loving our spot here, but Yes, alright. Interesting. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll leave them with 3 mana. Oh, go on, let's give it a go. That's less good. Don't think there's anything we can do about that. So let's just play Ember Cleave anyway. So go. We're putting up a valiant fight against their planeswalkers, but I'm not sure there's... I think we are losing. Okay, they're going to put us down to 1 here. They could have killed us there. Nope, okay, let's scoop this one up. Let's try again, but on the play. Oh no, yeah. Let's, I'm pretty happy with this configuration. Yeah. Yep. So, we can play around Censor here, but not Veto. I think it's worth a go. Yep. Yep, let's play a Bone Crusher. Fateful Absence is fine. So we'll hold back an elf to then crack the clue token. Say go. Do they have the verdict? No, they're just playing the Wandering Emperor main phase. So we'll crack the clue. Take down the Emperor. Attack for 4. And play Lukka while the shields are down. He's very loud and obnoxious, this guy. Okay, they have the verdict. That's fine, we will have a pretty good answer, which is to make another one. Attack for 4. Okay, no Dream Trawler. Another verdict, fair enough. So let's make another. Play Migloz. Well, we're not letting up on the pressure here, so let's see if they can do it again. Interesting. So let's activate Lair of the Hydra for 4. Because Shark Typhoon alone won't save them here. So they have Settle. I still never know if Blue-White Control is playing Settle in the sideboard. I don't think so. Otawara is one thing. Okay, Typhoon for 1, so let's give our Migloz Menace. Okay, I'm going to plus Lukka here, just so that if they do Wrath again, we don't then have to just burn it to create a creature. We're forcing them to have 2 answers every turn, though. So, okay, Dream Trawler isn't enough. Good, good. Okay, we're back for match 3. On the play, love to see it. Interesting hand. Yeah, why not? Bit of a painful opener. Just hope we're not playing mono red. Okay, let's see what they thought sees away. Interesting choice for them here, I think. Yep, Chariot. Oh, there's that Thoughtseize bug again. Huh. killing our elf probably isn't a bad move here, just because they know we only had 2 land in hand. Harvester is fine. So let's kill that. Go again. So we're putting pressure on them, but we will need more land at some point, otherwise we're going to run out of steam. These swords feel a bit dead in our hand at the moment, unfortunately. Yep. Still nothing. It's a shame because Bone Crusher giving it haste would have been very good there. Well, at least we've gone to Knight, I suppose. That's something. Okay, I have a Graveyard Glutton. So let's stomp them. Ah! Okay. Offer the trade. Yep. Say go. Shieldred. Nope. Just no land there, unfortunately. So, what do we bring in against Rakdos? I think the other Akroan War, stealing Shieldred is just fun and good. Clothis, Hazoret, and I think we can take out... yeah, Obliterating Bolt is just bad in this matchup. It's either too much for the Vampire or too little for Shieldred. So let's try this configuration instead. Yeah, Sword. It's not had much of an opportunity to shine so far. We've only played it once. And it was just 2 copies were just dead in our hand there. I don't know how good they would have been if we'd actually been able to play them. But we'll see. Nope. That is better. Let's put back no, let's not be greedy. Let's put back the Migloz. Cool, cool. Okay, Clothis is a good draw. Because I think Lukka is worth 4? Is it 4 or is it 3? I can never tell. 3 devotion? Some level of devotion. 3 or 4. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that as a concept. Okay, they're going to snag our Lukka here, that's a shame. Ooh, sword's an interesting one. I do feel like if we try to equip the giant, it's just going to get killed from under it. But we are literally doing nothing else, so... This holding of the... Okay! Wow. Can't play either of those, sadly, but... shame, really, because they're both great. So if they had no removal on 3 mana, what have they got instead? Oh, this is super interesting. No, just nothing. Okay. Fair enough. I mean, we will take it. On the draw, I think I am happy to pop in back a couple of bolts. Take out the Sky Sovereigns. Yep. I don't feel great about it. Red land, please. That will do. Thank you very much. Sure thing. Let's land a Migloz. Okay. Let's offer the trade with Shieldred. Do we pump it here? Well, we're not doing anything else, so may as well. Not being able to play Chariot was sad there. Disadvantage of the slow lands. Does happen sometimes. Fast lands, rather. They are slow in this particular case. Sure thing. Okay, Bone Crusher I can live with. So let's play Chariot. Say go to our opponent. So we are going to need to do something about Shieldred sooner rather than later, because we are taking a lot of damage from it here. Sure. We can blow up the Fable at some point if we really want to. That is something to do against Shieldred. I'll have that. Sure thing. Okay, suddenly big swing in the game. So depending on what they do here, we can potentially do them kill them on the next turn. Yep. They're going to need something else. Oh, this has got to be worth a go, I think. So, let's Lukka. -4. Do they have anything they can do? They've gone in the tank. Either that or they're just roping us. So yeah, we then attack, assuming this comes off, we then attack for 10. Shieldred kills them on their draw step. The Acroan War coming through in a big spot there, saving us from Shieldred. Beating Rakdos is pretty satisfying, I have to say. I would normally just skip through this, but I want to see I want you to see the game end. Pass the turn, they die on their draw step. Very good. Ugh. What shall I do while we wait? I could sing. I could tell an interesting anecdote about life in Bristol, England, if you're listening abroad. In case my accent doesn't give it away, it probably does. I have generic southern posh as my accent. So yeah, Bristol's a city in the southwest region of England. Population about 500,000. Very nice place to live. Very kind of active city. Lots of things to do. So yeah, do visit if you get the chance. Lots of history. Excellent. So I ummed and ahed here about whether to do another one because I don't want to make all of these videos too long. And I think people get a sense of how the deck works. But these games don't take hugely long, so let's do one more. We will say yes. Turn 2 Migloz is always a fun idea. So let's play Elf. Okay, we are back facing Rakdos again. It's the sort of deck that just will never go away. But we had a reasonable go of it last time, so let's see how we do on the rematch. Okay, it's not necessarily Rakdos. Okay, spoke too soon. Let's try and land a Migloz. Grixis of some description. Fable. Let's... I feel like there's more interesting things we can do on this turn. Yeah, let's attack. Let's play Lukka completed. Make a Phyrexian token. Yeah, I quite like this as a concept. And then we can either bolt down our opponent's Goblin token or play Sky Sovereign if we get another land. So I'm quite in the market for nicking their Reflection of Kiki Jiki if I get the chance. Okay, so let's take this down. Let's give this +2/+2. Attack for 9. So our opponent's on the back foot here. Bone Crusher. Oh, fine, I'll just kill it instead. Ruining my own fun. Could have stolen their Reflection, I could have durdled for turns. So much I could have done that would have not helped us win the game in the slightest. Okay, Trespass is a fun one. but I am just going to kill them. Cool, cool. Okay, let's go to game 2. So, Grixis, but running the kind of Rakdos shell. So let's put in Clothis, another Crowan War. So are they running Bolos is the question. I think it's worth sticking in a couple of Rending Volleys just in case. Without seeing it though. Yeah, I'm not sure. I'll think about it. Hazoret. Let's take out a couple of bolts. What else don't I particularly like in this matchup? No, I'm going to leave the Rending Volleys out actually, because Bolt can answer Nicol Bolas. In which case I might put another one in. Do I need Hazoret here? It is good against their destroy-based removal, and it is one of the few creatures that can tangle with Shieldred in combat. Let's try taking out Migloz instead, just because it is a bit vulnerable to spot removal. Opponent. I'll pick this up again if they come back. Okay, they came back. Our hand is bad. This one is better. Let's ditch. Do I like an additional elf here? No, I don't think we need it. We're on the draw. Okay, they've mulliganed twice. As always. Oh. Oh well, never mind. Well, we got in our short 4th game, but so we won all 4, but 2 of our opponents did give up the ghost rather easily. But I think that deck performed very well regardless. Beating Rakdos, I think, was a good showing for it. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with the configuration. I'm not sold on Sword or Forge and Frontier yet. It did do a little bit of work in that 3rd match. I think it needs a bit more testing. But, you know, if you can hit with it, it does become very powerful, but it just becomes a magnet for removal. You know, and I think we played, all the decks we played were playing other colours than red and green, apart from possibly the first one, but we didn't really play long enough for that. So, so yeah, no, I'm pretty happy with that. It's very powerful. I think it's going to be a good one for climbing the ladder. So we got up from Platinum 3 to Platinum 2 there. And, you know, I think if I was just seeking to climb into Diamond, then I would probably just use this, but that's not the point of the channel. So I will gladly, next time, sacrifice some of my position to play a almost certainly not going to work mill deck. And yeah, I will see you for that. So thank you for watching. As always, like, comment, subscribe. You know, I really appreciate the interaction, and I will see you very soon. Thank you very much.